Hey, it's Brooke. I'm already feeling super shaky, emotional, and like my stomach is doing flips. This is not going to be your typical exciting video. We're going to get super serious today. So warning, you will feel disturbed. I do ask you to please share this video. So we're already aware of cancers, mental health, and bullying among a bunch of other issues. But let me catch your attention by telling you this shocking statement. There is a little 11-year-old boy who asked for cocaine at a sex party because he was so scared. And that's what he was used to having. So he asked for cocaine. I hope I have your attention. It's time we spread awareness on something that no one is talking about, and that is child sex trafficking. Did you know that it's a bigger industry than guns and drugs? And that's because drugs you can sell one time and the purchaser uses it. Humans can be sold again and again. Disgusting. When I was at my most recent company event in Vegas, I learned about an amazing nonprofit organization called Operation Underground Railroad. After our event, I met one of their volunteers named Josh, and he's going to help me share what Operation Underground Railroad is all about today. So I'm going to add Josh in here. It should only take him a couple seconds to connect. Again, please share this video if you're just hopping on. I want as many people as possible to know about this great organization. Hey, Josh.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to ask Josh a few questions tonight and help you guys all learn what we're spreading awareness on. So Josh, can you please tell us what is Operation Underground Railroad? What do they do, and who does these trafficking busts?
So they are a nonprofit that exists to rescue children from sex trafficking, plain and simple. And they, who does the busts? They're not a vigilante group, and so they work with local law enforcement, whatever they're doing the busts, whether it's in the United States or international, wherever they're at, they work with the local law enforcement.
Okay, perfect. So it's not just a bunch of random people thinking they can save the world. It is people who know their stuff, they're in the law enforcement, and they're working together to help with this major crime.
Yeah.
All right. So now that you just jumped on, can you please tell us why did you decide to get involved with Operation Underground Railroad and be a volunteer with them?
I was following them for about a year. I saw them on Instagram one day, started following them. It's something that I felt really passionate about. And for about a year in following them, I didn't do anything. And then they have a documentary that they came out with in the summertime called Operation Toussaint. And there's a scene where, I can't quote it perfectly, but there's a scene where Glenn Beck, who's one of their biggest backers and supporters, he was talking about how he's heard a lot of people talk about the original Underground Railroad and slavery, and how so many people will say, oh man, if I was alive back then, I would have been an abolitionist. I would have been against slavery, and I would have been putting my life on the line to help those people. And then in my mind, as I was listening to that, I was thinking, yeah, me too. I would have been one of those people on the front lines. And then he stops and totally called me out and said, no, you wouldn't, because slavery is bigger today than it's ever been in the history of our world. And what are you doing today to help? And that, my heart kind of dropped. I'm pretty sure I cried. And I started a fundraiser and started volunteering and just getting more involved after that.
All
So
right.
that's a little bit of my story.
Perfect. And so can you share with us what is OUR's most up-to-date successes that you're aware of? How many victims have been rescued and how many traffickers arrested?
So there's a text thing that you can subscribe to where you get alerts every time there's a rescue. And my mind is drawing a complete blank. We're live, so here we go.
That's okay. I think on their website, what I wrote down from the other day anyways, from most up to date on their website is that over 1,600, so almost 1,700 victims have been rescued, and 848 traffickers have been arrested. So that's what's most
Right.
up to date on their website, but I'm sure there's been more since then.
Right.
Um,
And they do missions all the time. Like you can subscribe to get a text every time there's a rescue mission, and I got one last week. So,
okay, so it always keeps you up to date.
yeah.
All right. So the next one, next point I have here is children are taken from all countries, including our own. Where are the most common types of places that kids are kidnapped from?
Honestly, anywhere.
Yeah,
Like
anywhere.
I know, not to throw anybody under the bus, but like Disneyland or Walmart or just grocery stores. I know,
Online
yeah,
learning.
online is massive. Yeah, I heard, as I've been learning more about OUR, I know there's a really common place in third world countries would be, I heard the story that this happens all the time where traffickers will go to a really poor country where the families have nothing. They live on so little, and they'll um, find a family with children or with a little boy, little girl, and they'll say, "Hey, we need, we live in the city and we need a nanny, and we're going to pay her really, really well, and she can send home money every month. Here's $500 up front, and here's a cell phone for you. Here's her cell phone. Here's her number. You can call her anytime you want. You can come visit her. She'll come home on the weekends to visit." And the family's just ecstatic, thinking that their lives are about to change. And they take the little girl away. Unbeknownst to them, she's trafficked and sold and raped, and they never see her again. And it's just a little family in a third world country where the police don't have a lot of resources, and she's gone, or he's gone.
Yeah. Oh, God. Can you share with us, that would be in a more poorer country. What is a situation, what could a situation look like in a first world country like our own? What would a situation look like where a kid could be kidnapped? Like, would it be at school or like at a shopping place or online maybe?
Yeah, I know online is huge. I know Backpage is a platform similar to Craigslist that was just shut down not long ago, where they were selling kids on Backpage. There's stories of kids being sold on Craigslist, literally on Craigslist, where they use certain language and code words that they can do that in secret. So yeah, it's can happen anywhere.
Crazy. So you guys, everybody watching, I want you to know this is happening to children of all ages. It's not even necessarily a target. It's just all ages. And this is a sentence that shocked me, and I bawled my eyes out when they said it on stage when I was in Vegas at the event. They said, imagine a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old that you know getting lured and taken or kidnapped by these monsters. We all know somebody that age. And children are being sold by the hour to be raped. And it just broke my heart because I have so many young family members. I have a little brother who's 4 years old, and it just hit me. So you guys, we have to do something to help. These monsters, they have sex parties where these sickos can come and buy children for a length of time and have sex with them. These kids, they're told to lie about their age. They're like taught how to please these guys who are going to purchase them, how to act, how to dress. Like, it's just disgusting. So the answer to this next question shocked me when I was in Vegas and learned about this. Josh, can you tell us how much does it cost approximately for a virgin child for the night, and how does pricing work in this situation?
I don't know the exact cost because it just depends on kind of where they're at, but I know that a child goes for about double, a little over double the price of an adult prostitute. And then if they're a virgin, that price is about just over quadruple. That's the premium. Yeah, awful, but yeah.
Wow. Yeah, one of the guys that was speaking on stage, I'm not sure if he got it from their website or not, but I know he has a lot to do with OUR. he said approximately, so again, it always differs, but approximately, you guys, what made me cry was a virgin child's $1,000 a night. I can't even like explain how I felt when I heard that. So, like you said, quadruple, like, oh, just even more than an adult price. It's just so disturbing. Um, the next thing I have here is it's not just certain groups or types of people paying to rape these kids. It's all ages and races. It's people going on vacations in any country, and it's like a drug deal. You search for a child sex party promoter monster to take you to it. And so it's people on vacations, it's doctors, lawyers, businessmen, people who just get off on this stuff. It can be anybody. And a crazy fact that I learned is every 30 seconds, a child is sold for sex, labor, and or organ harvesting, which I'm not going to get into organ harvesting. It is so, so disturbing. But if you really want to know what it is, just Google it. It's super, it's just wrong. So to come to a closing here soon, how can people donate to Operation Underground Railroad?
So there's a few ways. You can go on to their website. I think it's called yourrescue.org, or I'm sure we can post some links.
Yeah, we'll post links below, ourrescue.org.
Yeah. You can make a one-time contribution, or you can, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to become an abolitionist, which is a recurring monthly thing you can do. I think the minimum might even be $1 or $5 a month, which honestly is, I've talked to people in the company that's the most helpful one, because then the company like OUR is able to forecast because they have these recurring. So that's the one that's really helpful. And $5 a month is nothing for us.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. And they have, you guys, they also have a section on there where you can shop for like merchandise stuff, like shirts. You can get shirts like this, hats, accessories, dog tag, necklaces. Like there's little things like that where if you want some merchandise and you can help spread awareness in your community or on your travels, you can get stuff like that. And the money will also go to OUR. And yeah, like Josh said, you can do a one-time donation of whatever amount you want, even $1. You know, people say, oh, I'd love to help, but I just can't. $1 even, every little bit helps. And so that being said, everyone watching this, I challenge you, one time at least, I want you to donate the amount you would spend monthly on getting your hair done, getting your nails done, drinking, smoking, coffee. People spend $2 a day on coffee or more. That's a minimum $60 a month on coffee. So whatever you spend on one of those, I challenge you to donate at least that much once. If you can do any amount monthly, that would just be amazing. And I also will have, after this live is done, I'm going to set up a Facebook fundraiser also. They don't take up any fees, and you can donate directly to OUR on there. So that'll be on my profile. You can just type in Brooke Says That, go to my profile, and there'll be a donation option there. And Josh and I strictly get nothing for this. We are literally just sharing this for awareness to help people know about it. So we're not taking any cuts whatsoever. I'll also be doing, to let you guys know, if you want to see more documentary stuff on this, there's actual footage from these busts, which is just heartbreaking, but it's just so shocking to see. I'm going to do a Facebook watch party. You can see all these different videos that will help you learn. We'll post links below to relevant information. So watch for that stuff soon, especially the Facebook watch party. And that's all I can think of right now. So Josh, do you have anything you'd like to add for us?
Yeah. A couple things. I think that, so Tim Ballard, he's the founder and CEO of Operation Underground Railroad. The guy's my hero. But he talks about how getting involved in this cause, someone has to lose a piece of their innocence, because as I've done it, I've learned about things that are hard to fathom. I learned about a girl who was kidnapped from Mexico, taken up to Chicago. She was 13, and she was raped 30 to 40 times per day for 2 years. And she, from 9 a.m. until 2 a.m., she had 15-minute segments that men came in and they drove her around the city. And that was in Chicago. It's happening in our country, close to us. It's something that's hard to fathom, and hearing a story like that makes me sick, makes me feel sick. It's a visceral, it's a reaction. Um, but as we get involved and shine a light on it, that's how we can fight this evil. It's not a matter of donating thousands and thousands of dollars. For anybody that can, that's amazing. But I don't know, light and darkness can't occupy the same space at the same time. And so shine a light, donate, talk to people about it. It happens all over the place, and it's something that I'm willing to lose a piece of my innocence to help these kids who have been completely robbed of all of their innocence. And yeah, even I started my own little fundraiser, and I've had so many people reach out and say, "Oh man, that's awesome that you're doing that. I wish I could donate." The minimum you can donate is $1. And so if this is something that moves you, even start there, because every little bit helps, and we can help get these kids out, and they can have the lives that's been stolen from them, and get part of that back, and get the help that they need, and to be free. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sell some extra clothes in the closet, sell something you don't use anymore and donate that money, right? Like,
yeah.
One more thing I just thought of. Can you quickly share, and then I believe we'll be finished up. Once the arrests happen and we save some of these kids who are being trafficked, it's an aftercare program, I believe it's called. What is that? Can you just share, like, where do they go? What do they do? Like, we help
Yeah.
out these kids after they're saved.
Yeah. Let me answer one other question really quick, because I realize I haven't said it yet, is that so
Sure.
OUR works with the local law enforcement of wherever they're going, but they have their own jump team that goes undercover. So they'll go undercover as these perverts that are trying to buy children for sex. And they will, a lot of them are police officers themselves, or ex-military or ex-SWAT or ex-Navy SEALs, and they'll go in pretending that they want to buy these kids, and then once there's been money exchanged between them and the traffickers, local law enforcement comes in, these guys get arrested so that they don't blow their cover. And then after, as soon as that's taken place, the aftercare team comes in immediately, right on the tail end of that sting operation, because OUR won't do a rescue mission unless they've already vetted an aftercare center. Because a lot of these kids, they can't just take them out and then let them go, because a lot of them, they'll get trafficked again, or they'll go back to the family that sold them in the first place, or they'll, and so the aftercare centers, they're there sometimes for years, and they're given the support that they need, and counseling and help for, to be able to have a future, to get into college. They'll help them with all of that stuff, to facilitate that healing process. And they won't do a mission unless they've already vetted and have that aftercare in place. That's one of the most important parts.
All right. Yeah, thank you for adding that in. Yeah, that's all I have. So is there anything else you have to add?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right.
Shine that light, you
Okay.
guys.
Yes, and you guys, please share this video. We want as many people as possible to learn about this amazing nonprofit. So thank you so much for helping, Josh. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate your time. Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Okay. See ya.
Okay, thanks. See you.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching, everyone. Bye.